when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts you in any given situation, it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you. Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. One of the most inspirational figures for me personally is Hajra. Hajra is a woman, and many of us know her story. We heard her story growing up. Hajra is a woman who was put in an impossible situation. She was left by her husband by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the desert. Now, when she found herself in that situation, she went after her husband and she asked him, why he was leaving him there. At first, he didn't answer. And then when she said to him, is this a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? As soon as he said yes, then Hajra was at peace. She knew that she wouldn't be neglected. She knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would take care of her. So from the very beginning, we learn from this that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts you in any given situation, it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you. So, many of us, we find ourselves in different types of situations, difficult situations, impossible seeming situations. Inshallah, we'll never be stuck in the middle of a desert with no one around, but we are put in situations that seem impossible. Now, when that happens, we can have full trust that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put us in that situation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of us. And that is the peace that Hajra had at that point. She had tawakkul. She had reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She trusted that Allah would take care of her. Now, once she started to get through the food and the small amount of water that she had with her, her child, Ismail, he was still breastfeeding, and he had gotten to a point where he was very, very thirsty. He was crying. And so she got up, and now this is the second lesson to learn, is that even though she had trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and full reliance on Allah, even though she was at peace knowing He would take care of them, she did not sit passively. She did not just sit passively and wait to be saved, but rather she got up and she strove. She actually took action, and she took very difficult action. Those of us who have been to Hajj or Umrah know that sa'i isn't easy, and yet she was doing it dehydrated in the burning desert. She didn't have white marble, and so she went up and she climbed Safa. She looked for help. She found nothing, and then she didn't give up. She ran again to Marwa, and she looked again for help, and she didn't find anything. She found no sign of life. But then she ran again. Now, this process of her running back and forth between Safa and Marwa is called sa'i. Now, sa'i literally in the Arabic language means to strive. And that's exactly what she was doing. She was striving. Despite her tawakkul, her trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it didn't make her passive. It made her still strive. And this is where we see the other lesson from this example is like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, this very important principle, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. That indeed Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change what is inside themselves, until they do something to begin that change. And that's what she was doing. She had trust in Allah, but she took action and she strove and she didn't give up, and she didn't stop trying, and she didn't lose hope. Now she goes to her child and she finds that now he is nearing death. He is very, very close to death. And so she runs back, and again she strives. And we are told that she does this a total of 7 times before she hears a voice and she sees that it's the angel, or she hears the angel, and then the angel actually makes a hole in which Zamzam comes from the sand. So now this is the other lesson. And that is that when we are in a difficult situation, we don't give up. We continue to strive even when we have trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah opens for us. Allah saves us. But there is a process. And the water of Zamzam could have come after she checked Safa once. It could have been after 1 sa'i, it could have been after 2, it could have been after 5. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had designed it that it was 7 times that she needed to do that before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved her. So you see here, and you see this also in the lesson of what the angel says to her at the end, and that is that never fear that you will be abandoned, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not abandon the believers. So we see here that no matter what situation we're put in, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who will save us from that situation. But we have to have trust and also strive. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم إنه غفور رحيم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.